Good afternoon, ladies and gents. Welcome to Deutsche Bank for our lunchtime talks. Don't be startled. I am not Alex here, so your eyes are not deceiving you. My name is Anirudh Dalmia. I'm stepping in for Alex because duty calls. He's in Borneo for a youth conference and he's representing CFL, Caring for Life, there. How many of you have heard of CFL before? Okay, a few. But most of you have not raised your hands. Caring for Life is an organization that I've worked with, that I've volunteered at for many years. It works on the prevention of early suicide ideation. Because at a point at which an individual makes the difficult choice of taking the plunge, it's too late. Which is why an organization like CFL embeds a culture of early detection, where people like you and me can be a vehicle of support for a peer, a friend, a family member, well before they walk down that difficult path. Through the course of the last year, CFL has organized many brown bag sessions. And because brown bag might be a bit misleading because we don't expect you to bring lunch, we provide some of it right there. We've rebranded to lunchtime talks, where we invite mental health professionals and folks within this space to come and talk to you about their lived experiences, the paths that they walked down, and understand from you how those experiences might relate back to some of the things that they have picked up along the way. Today, we have a special guest who I'll be introducing to you shortly. But before I do that, some ground rules. This is a recorded session, which means that put your best face forward when you ask a question. Because if you don't, well, whatever you ask or however you are will be stuck in posterity in the deep corners of the internet. Is that correct, Dean? You're just supposed to say yes. Okay, perfect. Yeah, okay, he got the brief. Dean, can you sort of be my manual clicker? Thank you. No worries. So we have a YouTube channel where this video, along with videos from previous sessions, are captured. You can scan the QR code to your right, or rather to your left, to access these videos. And you can also access CFL's Eventbrite page to be notified of all future events. I'm going to give you guys a few seconds to catch on and scan the QR code if you so desire. Dean, let me know about the Eventbrite attendance numbers after they're done putting down their phones. Yeah, just so that we know that they're legitimately scanning the QR code. Yeah, perfect. So previously, we had a session the week before where Alex had introduced this mental health webinar series. And the first of this many workshops will be on sleep optimization for mental and physical performance. It'll be moderated by Alex himself. And we'll have guest speakers such as Dr. Ho Yoon Chin, a senior consultant at the ENT clinic. And it'll also be moderated by Noners Chng, a counseling psychologist and a Breathe and BE psychology therapist as well. This is an online workshop. It's on the 7th of February between 2 p.m. and 3:30 p.m. You can catch it post-lunch when you do need something to ground yourself. Again, please scan the Eventbrite page if you want to be notified for any other future events, much like the webinar I just introduced to you. We have the CFL life training. Now, this is a recurring occurrence where CFL puts together free, let me repeat that, free workshops or life trainings for all interested individuals, where you learn the many techniques and skills to detecting early suicide ideation. The next one is an online event on the 18th of April between 2 to 6 p.m. You can again register for this workshop using the Eventbrite page. If any of you want to organize a live training within your premises, even in your own homes, then CFL will be more than willing to put these workshops together for you. These are free because they are sponsored. So please take the opportunity to attending the workshop on the 18th of April. And if you do have peers in good numbers who would like to be a part of a similar workshop, please approach CFL and they'll be more than happy to put this workshop together for you. And without wasting further time, I'd like to invite, this is Evelyn Chng. She's the head of community health and engagement from the Mindfull community. She's joining us today for a very special workshop, which puts three different things together. One, caregiving. Second, your work-life balance. And third, your own personal well-being and health. Because many a times as caregivers, we are fulfilling many roles, wearing many a hat, and trying to be something for someone, we often lose ourselves. And that's what Evelyn is here to help us navigate through. So without further ado, please put your hands together for one Evelyn Chng. Welcome to Deutsche, Evelyn. And now the mic is all yours.
Oh, it's mine. Yes. So I just hold it for the whole day. Is it the... Yes, thank you. Yes, very good afternoon to everybody. Yeah, and not easy. Today is Monday. Monday, always Monday blues. What happens that my jacket is blue? You know, I'm cold. I'm feeling cold. That's why I put on the jacket. Okay. Yeah. This talk, I was surprised when I asked some of you here that actually flexible working hours, right? Work from home, right? Work from home, and then some after this talk, then you can go back to work, and then some of you, work in the office. And how do you feel enjoying this kind of work-life balance? Good or not good? Good. Monday leh. Must have some energy. Everybody's so quiet. Okay, never mind. I just ask your first question first. Okay, because it's Monday, so I just want one word to describe your energy level. Okay, come. The energy level now.
Start.
I'm careful. Careful. Okay, come. Continue. Let's start up. 80%. 80%. One word to describe. 80%. She's 80%. Careful. Come. Go round. Quick. Huh? 70%. She's careful. Your energy is level. You can talk about other things. I'm happy. I'm tired. Or surviving. Okay, surviving. What's surviving? Okay, come. Next. You just go round. Oh, okay. Any word that comes along and comes to mind. I'm tired today. I'm happy today. I'm run. Come. Oh, not happy this morning. Okay. I'm not enjoying. Come. Still need to catch up. So it's 50%. Energy, the momentum is not up yet. Okay, come. Lunchtime 50. Because it's hungry. Come on, help yourself with the food before you listen. Just help yourself with the food when the talk is going on. Don't just sit there, You see, that's why we call about self-care. So if you're not caring for yourself, then how? Right? Come. 80%. Relax. Oh, she's relaxed. Okay, great. What's up, you? Whoa. All here for the top ready. Okay, energize, come. Energy, not haven't pump up. So Monday morning, 70%. Okay, I thought Monday morning is supposed to be fresh, right? Feeling happy, okay, great. Empty. Oh, okay, later you need to talk to me after the talk. Empty. Empty tank. You come with an empty tank. You need to fill up the tank. Okay, great. Come. Excited. Okay, yeah, my dear friend there. Energy is good. Come. Anxiety. Oh, what's going to happen this weekend? Oh. I see. Is it because of work, your caregiving? Or risk management? Oh, are your sisters? Oh, no wonder. Finance team, later tell us how to solve money, because self-care, burden, you will talk about that. Answer here. Grateful. Okay, great. Happy. Occupy. Okay. Anticipating. Relax and curious. Okay. Ask questions, you can bomb questions and come. Looking forward to know more. Monday, pull you in for talk. Okay, come. Bless. Okay. Tired. You want to go back? Tell your boss. fire, then go back and rest. Some of you hybrid working, right? What about you? You have to hybrid tired. You're in pink, this is a very happy color, and white. Yeah, yes, lively. Okay, come. Energize, come. Ready to listen, but you know it's only half an hour. Half an hour. I can talk for hours. No. Okay, that's why I ask this question. Your level, you know why I talk about energy first.
For working
Right.
caregivers.
Oxygen. If you don't have oxygen, what will happen to you? Lack of oxygen, what will happen?
现在还是在问
Die. Yes. 要讲什么啊？有人在后面讲话是吗？ Okay, sorry. Yeah. I can switch channel 8, channel 5 lah, but now today is channel 5. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, without oxygen, you will die, right? Oxygen is important. Even if oxygen is low, how certain time anybody do hiking, you go, the mountain is high, right? You find suddenly your oxygen level is low, what happened to you, right? Breathless, right? Then you become very giddy, right? You may hallucinate, right? Your oxygen level is low. Yeah, so that's why it's important. Okay, come, let's go. Because it's a bit slow. So that's why I'm asking about oxygen. What do you see here in the picture? Come. What does it tell you? Yes, good. Take care of yourself first. So do you all do that? Yes. Yes, that's why you come here. Yeah. That's important. That's why this is a metaphor that you have, self-care. Self-care is very important. If you don't have self-care, what will happen to you? So you see, as a caregiver, I don't know how many of you here are caregivers. Caregivers, put a hand. They have to put, never mind, nobody knows. Okay, caregivers, so many of you caregivers. Caring for loved one with chronically ill condition, disability, mental health, dementia, other disability. Not here. Never mind, it's okay. Nobody can see you if you don't want to put up. It's okay. We have to respect. Yeah. So if you don't, what will happen to you? Will actually get burned out, right? That is very important because the stress that keep going on. Without that, you don't have self-care. And I'm one of them who actually suffered that. Yeah. So that's why I like to share with you my caregiving journey. I used way in the past, in the 90s, you know how old I am when I say that. I started working a very good career, but when I gave birth to my son, I actually went into depression because juggled with work and him. Yeah, postnatal blues. Last time, not so advanced, not so many resources available. Even to the stage, I want to bring my son in jump. And that's the time where actually I started when I gave birth to my son, I have insomnia. 30 years of insomnia. Even imagine you can't sleep. How is it like? It's very painful. Every day you want to sleep, you think, can't sleep. Yeah. And then I had to go part-time, quit my career part-time, and then take care of him. And eventually I went to further my studies. And along the way, my husband is those no helper. You are the helper. You do everything. Yeah. Then my daughter came along again. I couldn't sleep throughout the confinement, postnatal blues. So imagine I was like, my son was very sickly. Take care of him so many years. I thought that, wow, after his secondary school finished, I can be relieved. I can go back to workforce because I'm somebody who like to work. I can sit still. I have actually ADHD and dyslexia. And then it goes along the way. And who knows, when he was 15 years old, 15 years ago, 15 years old, onset of mental health condition. You see, this one actually was crisis. The first few years always in crisis, and then I went into burnout, depression. Okay, this is my son. Okay, then along the way, 14 years ago, my mom was diagnosed with dementia. My late mom passed on. I took care of her for 12 years. My son, 15 years, and now it's this year coming 30 years old. I still have to take care of him. Yeah, and because of all these things going on, my husband also went into depression. So imagine you have to struggle with so many family members. But eventually I tell myself, I have to take care of myself, right? Because I gone through 2 rounds of burnout all these years. And I came back to workforce. I joined Mindfull community in 2016 as a full-time staff, 10 years now, and helping others. So people say, you crazy, you're already caregiver, right? So many work to do and you still want to help others. But because I know about Mindfull community, in the past we called Caregivers Alliance, in 2015, I benefited from their program. And I wanted to give back. Instead of waiting there, die lah. So I find that no, I wanted to change my faith in the mission and help others. That's why I joined the organization, and also while caring for my late mom, you can see all these things because I advocate. I'm more capable. I don't mind people know about what's going on, but I want to help other people who come out. So all this, when I went for newspaper interview, people come to our organization and ask for help. A lot of people don't step up. Like OCD can up to 11 years, people don't seek help. Okay, it can actually turn the whole family and upside down. And we have a support center that I mentioned some of you. In Caregivers Alliance, we go to the caregivers. We have support center in the hospitals, reaching out to the caregivers in the hospitals. A lot of times in the hospitals is who? The person, the client is the patients. What about caregivers? So IMH is our main support center, and I work with them closely, and my whole team, yes. So that's why, for me, what I've gone through, and caregiving burden is real. It's real. This is what I've gone through. And how it, you see, we have to manage the stress, stress and burden when caring for our family members who have a chronic condition. I know special needs parents also very difficult. It's a long life journey. But for mental health condition, it's also long journey. A lot of people thought, okay, maybe my loved one is better. Yes, okay. They take medicine, they recover well, okay. But eventually, if let's say there's some along the way, they don't know, they can't manage the stress, the struggles, like, in the workforce, they have relapsed, then how? So it go back, it become, a lot of people say, hey, mental illness can cure or not? If they always like to ask me this question, my caregivers, a cure or no? Can, yeah, we say recover. Recover and cure, but it's not fully cure. Recover means you can still function, but you live together with the illness, the condition, but not fully cure. I would say that because along the way, you have ups and downs in your life, you can still get triggered if you can't manage, or if you didn't take medicine, you can fall down again. But how are you going to beat yourself out? Right. So for caregivers, these are the burdens that we have, we can take care, right? And then it can affect us what? In the physical form, emotional, yes, and then socially as well, and financial, risk management, financial, right? It's very important. I do have a lot of friends. They take care of elderly parents, no choice. They're actually working well, maybe in the early 50s or 40s, whatever. Eventually, they have to quit and become full-time caregiver. It's very normal, for us to see, especially mental health. In IMH, we have seen many cases. And they have to actually, become full-time caregiver. But even they work part-time, or if they work full-time, there's still an issue. Recently, I just got to know 2 caregivers. What happened? Next page. This parent came to ask for support. What happened was the son was admitted to, son 25 years old, admitted to IMH because of attempted suicide, wanted to jump. They're in relationship and his job. The parents was in the late 40s, early 50s. Mom long-time depression, 25 years. Dad also have depression maybe 8 years ago, ongoing, no relapse. But because of his condition, he became a part-time cook. The mom still working, struggling. And then when he has this attempted suicide, they couldn't take it. And they were lost. They don't know where to get resources. And the father, not only that, because the father has heart issue. So when they came to us, we're actually trying to explore. Number one, safety plan, whether the son will not, make sure he doesn't, they can get resources to help him and then see to it that he will actually be safe. And not only that, the father actually say that if let's say anything happened to the son, what will happen to him? Heart issue, in the hospital. You can have attack, and depression can make him spiral down. And if we lost one life, another life, and then the wife, long-term depression, it will affect the wife. 3% will be affected. Scary, not scary. But the wife is now working full-time. And last 2 days, I got another referral. This lady, the son, actually 18 years old, also suffer OCD. She's a single mother. Daughter, 24 years old, study psychology. Say, Didi useless lah, no use lah, so weak, this and that. Single mother. She's doing kind of more property, job. And I asked her, do you have self-care? I don't have time. I need to work. I said, I need to work. What about your son now? Do you have spend little time for your son? I have to bring money home, I said, what about your friends? We talk about resources. I don't have really support from friends. I don't want to tell people about my problem. Family members, I'm not very close. I think maybe on one brother is busy. And she come, I can see that she has anxiety, I say, can you slow down and talk? I'm also have anxiety, talk very fast. She can't. I only have 1 hour to talk to you. I have to go back and work with you. And then what about your son? Can you come for education program, training, so that you can be better equipped with yourself to take care of yourself. I don't have time leh. I need to work. I say work until what time? 9, 10 o'clock lor. So imagine, is it tough? It's tough. And then it really happens. And this is one of the few cases only. Okay. So you can see that when we put burden together, just on top of caregiving burden, it has tangible, you can see one observable objective. And then objective burden is the time spent to take care, the money that you spend to take care of a loved one. This is observable. Okay, you can measure. There's another one which is called subjective burden. Subjective burden, you can't see, yes, but it's an emotion attached to it when you long hours spent taking care. You get frustrated, you get exhausted, right? You become fatigued, right? Yeah. And then money, then how? If you cannot hold a full-time job, are you able, will you have financial difficulty paying for the medical bills and taking leave to bring your loved one for medical appointment? And this is what we see every day in and out in IMH. It's very sad. Yeah. Oh, so that's why you can see that all this, and not only that, you say about work disruption. I do have a caregiver, also work full-time. She was a single mother. When the daughter was actually admitted to IMH because of eating disorder, right? She has to every time take lunch break to go and see her because accompany her to eat. Eating disorder is very, very difficult to take care. So she has to travel from work to IMH. Her workplace is about World Trade Center, not World Trade Center, Harbourfront area. So she has to toggle between this. Her work was disrupted. And she has been working in the company for 20 years. Eventually, the boss said, no, your work performance, you always, trouble when your lunchtime, this and that, then you request for early release. They want to ask her to leave. It was very sad. And then she told me, Eve, then how? It's for about, she has to do that for almost for half a year. That was before COVID. Okay. Yeah. So cannot sleep like me, insomnia, caregivers, let's say loved one keep waking up. Like mental health and dementia have issue because dementia sleep-wake cycle, if let's say your loved ones have dementia. Yeah. Okay. So, and then not about that, you feel about future. How are you going to carry on this journey? Yeah. What about what will happen to my loved one, especially parents like me? What will happen to my son? Can he hold a job? When one day I'm no longer around, can he take care of himself? I don't know. He can function normally, buy food, everything, yes. But he has problem holding a job. Because of his OCD, because after that he developed to a bit psychosis, and also he has high functioning autism. Are you familiar with autism? Yeah, difficult to socialize, difficult to hold job. But he can take care of, because he has recovered so well that he can actually take care of his daily functioning. But that is another part. Yeah, inclusive, okay? Yeah. Then how caregiving actually affects a mental well-being. This is a research study. Have you all seen this one? NUS, they did this research study a couple of years ago, for those caregivers caring for family members, elder family members. Okay, so you can see how it impacted them. Okay, they impacted them in such a way. More than 60%. Work interruption, full-time, part-time, hybrid, right? It's real. Yeah. And sometimes urgent leave, right? A lot of urgent leave. Can how many of your bosses allow urgent leave? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. The rest don't allow. Then how? Can go or not? Cannot go. Why? Huh? Sorry. Recent years, yes. In the past, I don't know whether you experienced. In the past, some of the organization, they will find ways to kick you out, right? Yes. You see, so long as you deliver. Now here how? Performance. You cannot deliver already, then how? Yeah, right. Then if they ask you to travel how? I have caregivers who told me they used to travel in because of the commitment, because of daughter suicidal, depression. This father, he has no choice. He has to tell the boss, I cannot travel anymore. So it affected his progression. Yeah, because he said, my wife cannot take care of her. She's depressive. Somebody have to juggle her. And then how, if not, then you will lost your children. This is what happens to one of my actually caregiver. She was actually senior, 70 years in age. We talk about that. She was caring for her son all time long until the son was very sickly. But coming to about 40 years old, he actually developed mental health condition, schizophrenia. So this auntie was she was a homemaker for 50 years. She take care of the son. Then the daughter all working, never mind working. And then never see to her needs. She went to depression and anxiety. And then because of all this trigger and quarrel at home, daughter all high flyers, Then husband still around. Eventually, what happened to her? She completed suicide. I was very sad. 2018. And then the family started to wake up. She was so burdened, so stressed, and nobody understand her. I thought that I grew my son okay, but my son 40 years old, not married, but then eventually mental health condition. She don't dare to come to IMH. When I meet her in Tampines Mall. And I have 2 long hours of talk with her and realize what she's going through, that she said her family don't understand. So after she completed suicide, we have case management with, at the hospital. And then I started to talk to the daughter, then realized that they don't really understand the mother much. The night when she completed suicide, before she actually jumped, she was still talking to her daughter. She concerned about their work. And then, go to rest. That was late at night, almost midnight. So imagine, I am staying with my family members, but I'm lonely. What's the point? What's the use? And then I might as well go the other way. It really affected me that time when, because I was passed to another colleague to take care of her. So you never know. Oh, okay. Difficult. Maybe you help me to. Okay. Yeah. So you can actually develop higher stress and depressive symptoms, if let's say all this has been affected, especially it's not easy to juggle. Yeah. But if let's say your commitment, you have helper somebody to take care, okay. But if you do not have, or even you have helper, it depends on the loved one's condition. I have people who actually disability, ID, autism special needs. They have violence, violence behavior. Father, mother, all depressed, all burnout. They call for help. The son is about 20 years old. Mother have to quickly come home, cook, then helper take care of him. And then father was burned out. Father has to leave another house because the son is aggressive and violent. Okay, they are in the 50s, 60s. So you can see from the newspaper here, all these interviews, yeah. So what you're doing is good, right? Some of them, I think I better say here, I can't see the slide. Okay, this lady, 49 years old, she has to take care of how many people? She is the main breadwinner. Husband, stroke. Then son special needs too. Mother-in-law, imagine, she has to take care. So, flexible arrangement is good for her. Yeah. And this lady, 52 years old, she quit her job for 1 year to care for the mother with dementia. No choice. Then after that, she go back and then the boss allow her to do actually flexible work hours and part-time. So all these are real. Can see that 46% of caregivers are actually engaged in full-time when they were actually caregivers. Right? Okay, come, next. Previous one. So here what I want to stress is you can see the caregiver burden, the perception of the caregivers, how it impacted them. Determines. You can see how you put it into a sentence, equation. Stress, perception, and resources. Okay, put the equation for me. Anybody? You can see the stress, the perception, and resources. You are being squeezed. Which one is being squeezed? Stress is being squeezed. Resources. How you put in the equation? Which one plus which one equals what? That's right. Huh? A decrease. So you have the increase of what? And deduce of what? Great. Okay. After this part. Yes. Yeah, good. Later we hear, sorry. Yes. you see, you have to change your perception in caregiving. I need to get resources to help me, right? If you think I'm the superwoman, superman, only I can take care. There are many caregivers like that, especially special need. I cannot let my helper take care. I cannot help my son, my husband take care. Only I can take care of my daughter. This is what happened to one of my caregiver. Yeah, she said that if you want to give me, invite me to a wedding, you must give me 2 seats. I'll bring my daughter and myself. If not, I will not go. Yes. You want to give me air ticket holiday, right? 2 tickets, I go with my daughter. To the extent when the son was passing out parade, asked her to go, Mommy, can you go my passing out parade? Sorry, I have to take care of me. The 2 hours, there's a helper at home. No? She was very disappointed. So it can affect other family members. So it takes a village, not one person. So you have to do that. Yes, right. Yeah. Okay. So that's why some caregivers will ask, it's normal, right? Yeah. How can I keep going? How long is this journey? You know or not? You won't know. Like maybe dementia, you can, your trajectory, you can expect maybe 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, that kind of thing, right? But it's mental health condition or special needs, you won't know how long it takes, right? Yeah. But I need to maintain my happiness. Just now, you mentioned about you wear different hats. Your caregiving is not everything. You are maybe a daughter, like I'm a daughter to my mother. I'm a wife to my husband. I'm a mother to my daughter besides my son. I'm a colleague to my co-workers. I am a friend to my other friends. So this is only part of it, caregiving. But are we able to deal when we are out with other people? So eventually, if you don't see to it, then you can actually, when you keep going on, you think you carry the burden, the stone gig continue, with us for 5 years, 10 years, without putting down, or you keep holding this burden, you never let go, you never put down for a while, 10 minutes, 1 day, 2 days, that kind of thing. Yeah, coupled with the stress, you can burn out. And that's what happened to me. I actually had panic attack. I don't know whether you understand about panic attack. When I teach mental health, I always stress a lot on panic attack and anxiety. Panic attack, okay. When the panic attack come, you see that the whole ceiling everywhere is spinning. And then you're like lack of oxygen. Then your lights become very dim. And you seems like you're going to die. Lack of oxygen, cannot breathe already. You really cannot breathe, Some people in minutes, some people longer. Mine was about 20 minutes or so. I was like almost going to die. I told my husband, call police, call ambulance. Yeah. And then heart palpitation, then your whole body is like numb, no? It's numb. That feeling is very unbearable. Yeah. Because I thought that I was superwoman, I can handle everything. Because my mom, I'm a primary caregiver to my mom, that I have to juggle. She don't stay with me. And my son can make the whole house upside down. I always quarrel with my husband with my son because of my son for the few years. OCD is very terrible. Some people don't understand OCD. OCD can actually sucks you in. They can get you to do riches for them. You don't do, you jialat. Yeah. Example, he opened and closed the fridge. Just now you saw the fridge. He cannot close, he asks you to close. And when you close for him, it's not 1 time. It can be 10, 20 times. And he must be ready. That kind of thing. It's very terrible if OCD is become very chronic. His was very chronic. So it can take hours and hours just to take care of them. Okay. So you can see some studies say that, caregiver, hospice caregiver, all these are studies are high chance of depression and risk of depression. Dover Park Hospice, you see, hospice care, palliative care, 4 out of 10, so high percentage, 40%, they can get depressed because that one is very, very tough. When my mom went into end of life care, 24 hours you have to look after, and then some oxygen level go low, whether she breathe or not. Then you have to check her pulse rate. Luckily that time I have a helper to help me. Then my helper will be very concerned, ma'am, 24 hours, ma'am, the heartbeat goes down, oxygen level goes down, 2024 was tough. I went in and out of hospitals for almost 8-9 times before she passed on pneumonia. Always in DIL stage. Come. Yes. Deadly U level. In hospital they call. So that means you can go there and visit anytime. They call DIL, deadly U level. Yeah. Okay, come. So you can see that all this come from the professionals that actually observe, the burnout signs and symptoms of those caregivers. Yeah, I actually have this caregiver. Eventually, she had to sought help. She was actually solely burnt out. She became depressed because she's taking care of a daughter with depression and suicidal ideation. But the siblings were very critical about her. She don't dare to say because she's very free, like homemaker. She quit her job, but no choice. Eventually, she was always crying in class. And after we graduated, I told her, and she became IMH patient, just like her daughter. Yeah. So can see here, more than 60%. How many? But I'm surprised that many men are here. 2, 4, 6, 10. Yeah, surprising. 50%. But in Singapore, more than 60% of the caregivers are actually female, no? Just as the statistics that we saw just now, the NUS, NUS, 70% were actually female caregivers, caring for elderly parents, and parents-in-law. But more than 60% are caregivers. So how many of bosses here? How many of bosses are here? Bosses. So how are women like that? Then you still support? Mm. 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 Yeah. Mm. But you're big tick or not? Are you big tick? If people don't kids? Yes. Yes. So you shut up, lor. You shut up, don't hide, yes, which is true. Because if not, you have all these signs and symptoms. Yes. Yes. Okay. It's true. In our organization, 60% of our staff are caregivers. You can never find in any organization in Singapore, but in my 60% we are caregivers. 30% are person in recovery. Yes. We walk the talk. But I also know there are a lot of like organizations, even in SSAs, they are not very, very pro in getting too many staff who are of this kind of, responsibility. They find that cannot function, cannot function, then how? Which is true. I don't have people coming to me, if I need to take urgent leave, I need to do this, I relapse, I self-care, this and that. I have. I always receive this kind of text. Yes. You know why? Because of aging society. We are super aged this year, Super aged. How many of your parents are still around? How many of you? So many. Parents still around, They live long. My mom, live till 88 years old. Yeah. So then how? You will definitely have to do this kind of arrangement. No choice. Yeah, it's easier for HR. Yeah. So these are the signs and symptoms. I will not go to that, burnout. Just now we talk about burnout. You feel very lethargic, don't want to go to work. You are tired, you have headaches. Always have MC, yeah. See your colleague, always MC, yeah. MC, yeah. And then they want to talk, right? They get frustrated, get angry easily. They don't want to talk. Yeah. And then loss of motivation. And sometimes, not that you see that they cannot perform in their job. You look out for that. Okay, come.
It's a small size.
What happened? Okay. Okay, we go to the next one. Your It's blocked. You can scan again. Later you can do yourself or you just take picture. Okay. This one whether you are experiencing any caregiver burnout. Okay, can you just project? Yeah. So this is a quiz to find out because we do have other kind of assessment too. Sure, send. Can, just send. This one don't need to pay one. Don't need to pay, just scan. Can. Okay, then the next one, the next slide. Take picture already? Can all taken already? Can go to the next one. Okay, quick. Later I can let you scan again. Can another one? Okay, take ready, then we go to okay, because that one, okay, next. This one physical one is just let you all compare yourself when you do the assessment. If you answer 4 and 11, yes, take note, 2 yes, take note, 4 and 11. Question 4 and 11. Okay, next one. The question 17 and 18, if it's 6 and above, also need to take note already. So you do your scoring. A lot of yes, then probably you have to look for a professional to help you. Okay? So this is a very basic, simple that we actually look for now. We have other assessment tools for us. Okay? Which one? Previous one. Come, go. In the next page. Previous page, they want to see. Previous page. Okay? Okay? Can? The scanning is before one. Just now the one is a scan. Can? Okay, next. Okay. Next one. Yeah. So you can do your scanning and then see how if really stressed, show your employer and then talk to employer. Why I say that, sorry. Yeah. So we are now coming to how organization can help. You talk about open, right? Okay, you just open. Next one. Just click again. Yes, that's what you mentioned. So if you think your HR is open or your superior is open, please, organization, I really urge that they can actually foster openness, open culture to talk about the stress. I feel that when I talk to you about the stress I'm going through my caregiving journey, don't fire me. Like what I say about certain organizations. So they have to be empathetic about it. Yeah. So if not, then really sit down, ask your boss or whoever, come and talk to us, Mindfull community. We can actually talk to them and let them understand. And then if let's say there are colleagues who actually you can talk to, have some conversation, you can trust, have conversation with them about your caregiving needs, whether you need to get resources to help yourself, whether, how can your friends or colleagues can support you. Talk about it, don't just keep to yourself. And some people really, because why they don't talk, like mental health condition, stigma, people don't talk. They want but empathy and compassion. Sometimes it's I'm here for you, but I'm here for you, empathy is not enough. You need a compassion. What can I do for you? That is more important that they want. Empathy is I'm here for you. I listen, but I don't do anything. But compassion is the next step, is what can I do for you? What can the HR do? What can the company do? Like what you all do, hybrid working, right? You can work from home, then you can actually jaga your family members, right? Yeah. So managers, any managers here, take note, you have to be equipped. Not many people go for counseling courses. And then when you talk, your counseling trained, you know what to say, what not to say. It's difficult, but you still try to because if not, you will shut everybody. Yes, we do have bite size. We have a suite of 12 weeks program for mental health course, but we do have actually bite size that we talk about talk workshops we do for corporates, for community. Yeah, so it's important. Okay, next. Okay, come. So another thing is set boundaries. I will not go in depth because all these things you all should know. Set boundaries, like come, open boundary setting. Yeah, work hours and off time. Don't jaga me, don't kacau me or what. Then it's not that, but sometimes you have to. You have to take care of loved ones. For example, you have to rush home and cook dinner for your loved one, take care of loved one. Then the work still come to you. Your boss still text you. How can you focus? Oh, I never finish my work. I still have deadlines to meet. Then you will be, very stressed to meet all the deadlines. So when your project given to you, if you say cannot, you negotiate. Negotiate, see whether you can compromise, that you have actually, work in a team, how to get, work done in a more productive way, right? And identify what is urgent, important. Some take leave also urgent, important. Don't last minute appointment, don't tell me last minute appointment, right? If it's crisis, yes. But it's appointment, way ahead. Yeah. So you have to plan. Not everything can be priority at the same time. Yeah. If let's say your loved one need to take dinner, you have a webinar at 7 o'clock, you have to feed them at 7 o'clock, then how? You have to adjust, right? Okay. Then personal time, why you need the personal time? Okay, we talk about the next one. Because besides setting boundary, you need to have a personal time. Next slide. I know because it's urgent, I'd rather use questions. What are the ways you can do for your own self-care? Like really Monday, right? It's very slow. Okay, yeah. Ask for help. Okay, get other families involved. Because some say a sibling not free, relative not free. You can actually get neighbors, befrienders, family members. You have to set boundaries with them. Yeah. Some of them say, I'm working. I'm very busy with my work. I have a caregiver like that. The brother said, I'm busy with my work. I don't have money to pay. The husband is kind enough to bring the mother in. You buy a 6-room flat, house the mother and take care. The husband has to travel, but got the car for her. So she get her auntie, her cousins to help her to bring the mother to the hospital for appointment. And she has 2 primary school children to take care. But the brother is totally out. Don't want to pay, don't want to be involved. Yeah. So these are the things that you have to get them involved. Social contact, talk to somebody, your friends, counselor. Support group is important. Find out if your loved one has special condition. Is there any support group in the community resources? There are a lot. Okay. Education program is not what we're doing, what you're doing now. Yeah. And pursue your own interest. I find that is very important. You continue to pursue your own interest, you'll be happier and you'll be healthier. And not to say, because you don't compromise. Because if that you don't do means you compromise for your own happiness, your own wellness. I had a caregiver, this is the last story before, we jump. She actually stayed overseas, she wants to migrate. But because the father passed away, mother became primary caregiver to the brother who is schizophrenia. She has to fly back from Australia to take care of the brother, become primary caregivers. When she come for class, she was very, very angry. I want to pursue what I want. I want to get migrated, but because of my brother, I can't do it. She will always rage and very unhappy, always cry. So we told her, can you set boundary? Can you get resources to help your mother to take care of your brother? Because it's a long haul journey. Okay, come. I think you're still eating or cannot do lah. Maybe end of the thing. I don't know whether you know about this 4-7-8 technique. You know, huh? Yeah, that's very important. If you get angry, you can get very anxious, you practice this. What do you mean by 4-7-8 technique? You take 4 counts to breathe in. Then you hold your breath for 7 counts. Okay? After that, you take 8 counts to breathe out. You can do at any time of the day, even sleeping, walking, angry with boss, come back, you're angry, you can do that. Quarrel with colleague, in between. You can do it in the morning, in the night, even in the train, while driving, you can do this. Yeah. So now, because I think time constraint, I will not do this for you. Because this one, you will actually calm yourself down. Why we talk about that? Because of our symptomaticness and parasymptomaticness. Symptomatic, we're always on the line. I want to go, right? So you get anxious, right? So this one is on alert mode. So you calm yourself down, parasymptomatic, like at night, calm down so that your heart will not pounding so fast. Calm yourself down in a quiet moment to lower down your blood pressure. So that's why these two have to be balanced state. This is more science now. Certain talks that I will talk about this. Okay? And I think regarding Mindfull, I'm not going to spend too much time talking because we want to go to the discussion. Okay, this is another support that government actually come up with. You can actually search for this. Okay, what other different supports that there is, in workplace, in the whole Singapore landscape. Go to AIC website, you can find. Can sure. So lastly, this is our organization. We're not going to talk much about that because we want to go to the discussion. Okay, And that's all for the talk. Then later, if you all can help me to scan this QR code for the evaluation form. Okay, now we can go into discussion.
Absolutely. Can we please first have a round of applause for Evelyn? Are you sure you don't need a second gulp of that water? Yeah, perfect.
When I work, I'm
dialed in. That's great.
yeah, very focused. Okay.
Evelyn, you can take a seat.
Sure.
Right here. And we're going to welcome questions not just from the audience in attendance, but also from the audience that's tuned in via Zoom. So we'll start off with the floor. If you do have a question, sorry. Sure. Dean, can we have the QR code on screen so that Evelyn can get some feedback from her audience? Evelyn's feedback. Thank you.
The feedback, yeah. And then we carry on with the questions.
Correct. So please ask your question by identifying yourself, which organization you hail from, and then relay the question at us, right? Yeah. So can we have the microphone, Dean, to be passed on?
I think it's one of the...
the people dialed in via the magic of Zoom as well.
So they can't hear us.
They can't hear you without
Yes, because they are recording.
Unless you want to keep what you're asking well within this room, then yeah.
Hi, Evelyn. Thanks so much for the presentation. A lot of great and insightful tips, so really appreciate it. I'm Glenn. I run a small startup called Lumina Impact. So essentially, Caring for Life is one of our clients, and I'm here to support Alex as well. The question I have is post-COVID, especially when COVID is a time where there's a lot of work from home, and then now we see coming back to work. Do you see that as a major stressor for a lot of people, whether it's in terms of caregiving, where they could have spent more time at home, juggling both work and family, and then going back to work now, it's a lot more challenging?
That's a good question. Because before COVID, everybody go to work, right? Yes, it could be. Because of hybrid working arrangement. So sometimes it may not be good to see your loved one most of the time. And then you have conflicts. So during COVID period, we do have a lot of caregivers come back and complain. Because of circuit breaker, because of this and that, I cannot go out. Then I have a lot of tension with my children, my wife, my parents. It is. Yeah. So in a way that whether you want to do hybrid working, and some company that actually come back almost full force already. 4-1. Right? 4 days working in the office, 1 day working from home. So sometimes if you don't see your loved one or other family members, like spouse always call, right? Then too often you can actually minimize that kind of stress. Yeah. But if not, then it can actually build up stress. Like for example, my son, those days when actually he do a lot of research, and I'm always in a crisis state. If I was actually taking care of him almost 24/7 now. I was doing part-time now. Eventually what I did, I went to do a full-time job, shift work, so that I can run out of the house. I don't have to cater to him. And because of this, I set boundaries with him. He will not come and pester me anymore. And he has to find his way to go home from the camp. It can take 5 hours, no? Camps, I stay in Kaohsiung, Yishun camp, Air Force, to reach home from 5:30. He can reach home at 10:30 because of his OCD condition. And he said, "Mommy, can you bring me home?" So when he called me, I said, "Sorry, Mommy wait till 10 o'clock. You want me to bring you home? You wait until 10:30. I rush and bring you from the Yishun camp, can or not?" And he has no choice. He find himself home.
Thanks, Evelyn. Do we have another question from the floor?
No? Break the silence. Now it's for the rest of the room.
No question.
No question. Perhaps any questions from the Zoom channel?
The Zoom
chat?
No, everybody knows what's going on.
In that case, there's one question. Perfect. So can you read that out, Dean?
Sorry. What advice will you give to caregivers who really have limited resources to fall back on?
Your limited resources, what kind of limited resources? So limited resources is you're talking about internal or external resources. Okay. Internal, you talk about us, maybe we have to actually maybe learn how to manage our loved one's condition. We, besides knowledge, we need to have strategy. Right. If example, loved one is always violent, aggressive, what kind of boundaries you can set, right? Your intern, you have to gear yourself up. Yeah. External resources, it depends. Because I do have many family members who say, their extended family are not helping. Siblings, I don't know whether you're both siblings, both sides are the spouse, the wife side, or it being the husband side, they are not helping, or they're not in the picture because they are not in cordial relationship. So what they can do is what we advise now. Actually, is quite blessed in Singapore. They have many external community partners in a community. Like for my team, we call the we are the so-called, we're funded by AIC my team we call the Community Mental Health and Engagement Team. So in the community, we call CREST partners, community partners. CREST means like case management, what we are doing. Ours is CREST team for caregivers, supporting caregivers. Like I mentioned to some of you, we are doing case management work. We try to support the caregivers in this way. Like in FSC, the FSC come in to actually support the family, maybe in terms of how to guide them for financial aspect. And then if family matters, FSC Family Service Center, they can come in. Or if let's say you need the kind of emotional support, like I need counseling, be it going to a private counselor, you can get like community team, they are doing counseling in the community to help people in the community. Like if let's say it's the so-called the CREST team. The CREST team is actually like the community outreach team. They themselves can provide some case management, to that maybe to the person with some issues like this is mental health issue, or to the caregivers. But likewise, let's say you talk about special needs, there are many resources for special needs as well. Even you talk about heart, they have support group. So be open to find a support group like AIC. Go to AIC website. You can get a lot of resources from there.
Basically, there are a lot more resources than one would imagine.
Yes, in the Singapore setting, just that what I shared about the mental health landscape, if you take picture of that, there are many resources out there. And then I think some of the the organizations, right? They have this mental health welfare, group in organizations. I don't know about your organization. Some organizations that I came across, this particular department or segment.
Deutsche, all employees can access free counseling up to 3 sessions, and then claim for counseling services through our claims portal and well-being benefits as well for Deutsche employees in attendance.
Oh, that's nice.
Since we don't have questions from the floor, may I ask you a question, Evelyn? I guess a lot of caregivers having to go through the rigor of caregiving, managing their careers, often still face caregivers' guilt, wherein when they take time away for themselves or do something for themselves, they feel like they aren't doing enough for the person that they're caregiving to. So how does one get around this caregiver's guilt that one may go through?
This is a very sensitive question, but it's a very good question. Caregiver guilt, yes. I don't spend enough time with my loved one because of my work. Yeah. But the thing is that there are 24 hours, right? If you need to bring in money, bring home money, and then at the same time, you have to take care of your loved one. But if you are not a Superman or Superwoman, there are certain times that you can actually spend quality time with them. But if let's say you can't, you can get some additional support. But don't shoulder the burden yourself, because what will happen is you will go into depression. I have a caregiver who actually have this. When the mother used to stay with her brother and her sister-in-law, but the mother develops dementia, and then the mother, because of her behavioral issue, start to accuse the sister-in-law taking her things, and then they go into quarrel. So the brother and sister-in-law don't understand. So push the mother out back to her, because she was working full-time, she was staying alone. So push the mother back to her, and then because of caring, and she has some physical health issue. So she went into depression. And because of this, she said no choice. She put the mother in a nursing home. And she has this skill. Every day she has to travel to the nursing home to see the mother, so that she's a filial daughter to her mother. Mother raised her up for so many years. So we told her that if you, let's say you don't have this good physical health, every day you are crying, we come for class, she was crying, and then you have a health condition. If you don't take care of yourself well, then how are you going to take care of mother? How are you going to visit your mother? Are you able to cut down from every day maybe to, alternate days, that kind of thing? Then the rest of the days you can have your own self-care. And it's not, to the extent of, affecting your health. Yeah.
I guess it's important to be pragmatic, right? Because if you're not helping yourself, you probably are not left able to help someone else.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
It's only a happy and healthy caregiver. Then you can have a happy and healthy loved one.
Absolutely. I believe there's one question from the Zoom channel, Dean. Would you like to relay that question to us? Yes.
Okay, from Yuan Ting, is there a way dementia caregiver can join a support group without having to go through a 8-week course? And I think from Tutor March Danny, any course like that, please inform. Thanks. I think it's about courses about taking care of dementia relatives or parents.
Support group. Okay, the 8 weeks course is talking about mindful community, our 8 weeks program, right? If I'm not wrong. Yeah. Okay, we do have actually now we call the C4C, Caregiver for Caregiver Support Group, that they can, but the caregivers that is a monthly program that we have. So it's a support group for them to actually understand more about the emotions, the struggles that they go through. And then how can they actually set boundary to better take care of their loved one, and how to have a better communication with their loved ones and self-care. We do have this support program that is on a monthly basis. Alternatively, if let's say the loved one diagnosed with dementia, right, you can actually go to Dementia Singapore also, register with them. That one you need the letter, and they have ad hoc support groups or ad hoc talks or certain programs for caregivers. Likewise, for mindful community, we can actually join our engagement activities. We do have regular engagement activities for caregivers to come, to come and join us. Like I mentioned about the walkie-talkie therapy, it's a self-care program outdoor that is on the last Saturday of the month, and we also have other kind of indoor activities, self-care activities for the caregivers. Then you don't have to commit so much, if let's say you don't have the time. But having said that, it's important for you to still build that knowledge and skill set. Dementia, if let's say they have behavioral issue, you can manage. Yeah. Otherwise, that you won't be able to manage without that knowledge and skill set.
Absolutely. And speaking of building knowledge and skill set, you can do that by attending future lunchtime talks. Perfect time to plug that in, correct? Perfect. Excellent. And if you have you have a question? Yeah. So for the benefit of those dialed in, the question from the floor was there any resource available to help with specific targeted individuals based on their special needs?
Yeah, condition, is it? Yes. AIC, that's what I mentioned. You go to AIC website. AIC, they have a lot of resources on their website. Certain support groups, it depends on what kind of condition. So they are able to put up some information. If, for example, you are not very sure, you can actually ask, the physician when you bring a loved one for a medical appointment, whether there are any kind of caregiver support group or any kind of support group available. Now, seems like even in those special, like you talk about heart condition, cancer support group, stroke support group, even suicide support group, there are many these kind of support groups in the community. Besides the disability they have, mental health they have. Yeah. So only thing is we have to open our mouth and ask and find out.
So the first step for getting help is asking for it, clearly.
Yes.
Absolutely. So thank you everyone for your enthusiastic participation in today's session. We could see the passion from the floor with people interjecting with questions, thoughts, and opinions. This is unfortunately a 1-hour session, so we won't be able to keep you here much longer. But Evelyn, I'm sure you can stick around for a few more minutes for those who want to come in and have a small chat. I'd also request you now to fill in a feedback form by CFL, who's putting together these lunchtime talks so that they can get an insight from you as to what you'd like to see in the future, what you feel we can improve on. You can tell us that the tuna sandwiches are not as good as the mushroom ones. We have clear evidence for the same.
Yeah.
Whatever insight or feedback you do want to offer, we'd definitely benefit from that. Dean, can you please showcase the QR code for the CFL survey? Thank you.
Yeah, all of you must be wondering, how come so many survey evaluation going on, right? Yeah.
Perhaps we'd ask those questions right after the session. Evelyn will be around
some of them
to
going back
answer those questions for you. Thank you.
Thank you for this.
So please do sign up or through the QR code to offer us some much needed feedback.
Submitted, huh? Okay, thanks. Yeah, if you want to know more about Mindfull community, also can actually go to CFL to understand more about Mindfull community resources and the supports that we have for the caregivers. Yeah, thanks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please give Evelyn another big round of applause. Thank you for joining us for our lunchtime talks, and we hope to see you in our next session. Thank you.